Netflix review of Bad Thoughts. Tom Segura's comedy series is both funny and traumatic. I used to watch a lot of stand-up comedy till 2020. I suppose Seinfeld was the one who introduced me to the genre. I used to intentionally look for old videos of George Carlin, Chris Rock, Jim Carrey, Eddie Murphy, and every other comic who laid the foundation for my career. Additionally, I used to follow the newcomers, particularly those from India, because it was fascinating to hear their unique and humorous takes on the things I saw every day. However, live performances were discontinued due to the pandemic, and all those Zoom sessions were no longer effective. Then, everything changed when Bo Burnham published Inside. Crowd work no longer seemed amusing. Urinal and, I don't know, sliced bread observations were unsatisfactory. The sexist comedy and jokes regarding the transgender community, which I didn't find funny anyhow, seemed even more crude. Burnham had established a rather high standard, and I gradually came to the conclusion that no one could possibly meet, much less exceed, it. That is, until I watched Bad Thoughts on Netflix. The plot of Tom Segura's Bad Thoughts isn't particularly clear. They are a collection of short stories, some of which are serialized and some of which are not. I will thus simply go over each of the stories and discuss them. The first one, in which Shea Whigham portrays his contact and Segura plays Agent 6, seems to be a cross between Casino Royale and The Killer. The eye patch person looks exactly like Richard Samuel's Adolf Gettler. However, 6 is sad rather than a truly competitive spy, and he gets to make a lot of sex and crap jokes in his last moments. The ridiculousness of the circumstance, the high production value, and the idea that Whigham is a member of the Mission Impossible franchise and is now in this all got to me, even though I know that's something that the top comedy critics laugh at. Dan Stevens plays Fletcher, the manager of an assisted living facility, and Segura plays Massimo, who gives the elderly residents of the facility new life by having sex with them. This satire of Oscar bait films is funny. The amount of work done to give it that classic A24 look is simply too impressive. This feels like a jab at the folks who have made that specific distribution firm their god, though I'm not sure whether that's the intention of the short. A24 wasn't an overnight success, it's true. It took them some time to become well known, and they are deserving of the praise they have received for bringing some unconventional movies to the general audience. They're putting their logo on the most ridiculous stories these days in the hopes that people will find them interesting, but that's not happening, and this section serves as a kind of wake-up call for them. Or perhaps I'm reading too much into it and it's just a long, well-written sex joke.